All right, let's talk about something that keeps a lot of business owners up at night: securing funding. For so many, it can feel like you're trying to navigate a giant, confusing maze, blindfolded. But what if you had a map? Or even better, a guide who knew all the secret passages? Let's get into it.
So I want you to really think about this for a second. Is the funding you have or the funding you're looking for actually set up to help you succeed? Or is it, just a loan? It's a huge distinction. See, securing cash is one thing, but structuring it strategically, that's what can truly make or break your growth.
And look, this is the reality for just about every entrepreneur. You're already wearing a dozen different hats. You're in charge of sales, operations, HR, the whole shebang. And now you're supposed to be a financial wizard overnight? It's a high-stakes game for sure, and the rulebook can be incredibly confusing. So how do you possibly get an edge?
Well, that's where things get pretty interesting. We're going to look at how one firm, Hudson Loan Solutions, is tackling this problem. They don't just act like a typical broker. Their whole approach is built on something different, something they call a legal edge.
Okay, so what does that even mean? Let's break it down. You've got your traditional broker on one side, Hudson Loan Solutions on the other. Both have finance experience, right? Check. Both have a big network of lenders? Of course. Check. I mean, those are just table stakes these days. But here's the kicker, that little plus sign you see there. Their director has a law degree. And that is not just a fancy piece of paper, it's a total game changer. So, what does that actually do for your business in the real world? Think about it. It means you have someone who's not just looking at the interest rate, but at the entire legal structure of the deal. They're trained to hunt for those sneaky traps hidden in the fine print, that one little clause that could cost you a fortune down the road. They spot that stuff before it becomes a problem. It's basically risk management on steroids.
And once you have that powerful foundation, that legal shield, you can build a whole arsenal of solutions on top of it. And that's exactly what they've done. This isn't a one-size-fits-all deal. It's about having the right tool for whatever your business needs to win.
First up, commercial property. Super important. Whether you're finally buying your own business premises or you're snapping up an investment property, they structure the financing to make sure it works for you long term.
Then you've got the lifeblood of any company, business loans. But these aren't just off-the-shelf products. Need some working capital to smooth out cash flow? That's one solution. Gearing up for a massive expansion? That's a totally different conversation, and it requires a tailored approach.
And what about all the big stuff? The trucks, the machinery, the tech you need to get the job done. This is all about getting you that gear without tying up all your precious capital, so you can keep that cash free for growth.
And finally, for the property developers out there, they handle one of the most complex areas of all. This isn't just one loan. It's about end-to-end support that takes a project from a blueprint all the way across the finish line. Okay, so they have all these tools in the arsenal. That's great. But how do they actually take you from point A to point B? Well, the how is just as important as the what. They've laid out a super clear 5-step roadmap that takes all the guesswork out of the process.
It all starts with a deep dive into your business to figure out a real strategy. Then they play matchmaker, connecting you with the absolute best fit lender. Step 3, they put together a killer application. Then comes the crucial part, negotiation. This is where that legal brain really goes to work for you. And finally, step 5, they see you all the way through settlement and even offer support after the deal is done.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks. The big question every business owner asks: why don't I just go to my own bank? It's a fair question. And the answer really comes down to a simple bottom-line comparison. Let's start with the number, 30. Actually, more than 30. When you walk into your bank, you get to see their products. That's it. You get one menu. Working with a specialist broker is like walking into a food hall with over 30 different options. You get to see the whole market. The big banks, the smaller specialists, you name it. It's the power of choice. Here's the next number, 4. As in 4 hours. In business, speed is everything, right? An opportunity pops up, you have to jump on it. You can't wait weeks for a bank to get back to you. With a streamlined process, the right application can get an approval in as little as 4 hours. That is literally the difference between seizing a deal and watching it go by. And this chart just lays it all out. Plain and simple. With a specialist, you get the entire market view, not just one bank's products. You get a real expert, not a generalist.
They negotiate for you to get better terms instead of just handing you a standard offer. And maybe the biggest one of all, they do all the time-consuming legwork so you can get back to actually running your business.
So really, it all boils down to this one simple idea. You're not just hiring someone to complete a transaction. You're not just getting a loan. You're bringing on a strategic partner for your business, a partner with a totally unique and powerful set of credentials to watch your back.
And that brings us right back to the question we started with. So I'll leave you with this to think about. When it's time for your next big move, are you just looking for a loan? Or are you looking for a genuine strategic advantage? Because that choice could define everything.